Hey everybody, I'm just going to jump right in. I didn't pick a theme for my children's books, but I just picked ones that others had recommended and authors that I knew that we had talked about in class and things that were just kind of interesting to me. So the first one I did was Iggy Peck Architect, and it's by Andrea Beatty. And I chose this one because it was recommended for me, but I also really love the illustrations. What it's about is a little boy. I'll show you some images. Who from a really young age is really interested in building and being an architect and is very creative and makes all these wonderful buildings out of fruits and kind of anything that's in his environment. And he goes to second grade, and his teacher is very anti buildings because she had a traumatic experience as a child. And so he's very sad. You can see he's trying to build in the background out of chalk, and he gets in trouble. And in the end, they go on a field trip and they get trapped on an island, and they need to build a bridge to get across. And he builds a very cool bridge out of kind of all the random odds and ends, and then everybody's saved, and it's a happy ending. And they kind of saw the importance of his creativity and his skills, and so that's kind of, it's nice to it makes me think about the importance of being a teacher and being able to kind of cater to everyone's interests and not shut anybody down. And I'm just going to move right along. Next one was Fruital. This one was by Antoinette Portis. And this one was really funny. It was about a group of birds, and they're told that they're supposed to say peep. And then this is the big kind of angry crow, and he's telling a little brown bird that he's not supposed to say. He wanted to say other words like oodle and fruital and all these crazy things. And everyone's getting mad and saying, no, you're a little brown bird. You're supposed to say peep. That's what you're supposed to say. And then it kind of ends with everybody feeling like, well, why do we have to say what we're supposed to say? And then everyone starts saying these crazy little words. And then in the end, see, the crow's very mad. In the end, the crow kind of chimes in, and everyone's super silly and has a lot of fun with it. And then I'll go to the last page. Even the dogs or cats are saying funny words like schmoodle and skerpoodle. So that's kind of a fun book. It's just to talk about, like, I don't know, why are you supposed to do what you're supposed to do? And you can be silly. All right, another one. I picked this one, My Pen by Christopher Myers, because we had talked about him before, and I was really interested in his imagery. This is kind of an amazing book about a little boy who feels kind of overwhelmed by the world a little bit, but then he feels special through the art that he makes. And I'll just show you some of these images. It's really, really beautiful pen work. And then he just kind of shares all the things he can make. And the last page I'll read to you really fast. Says, there are a million pens in the world, and each one has a million worlds inside it. So if you have a pen, see what you can do. Let those worlds inside your pen out, which I think is a really great message. You can see that's great imagery too, as well as being maybe a cool prompt for a project. So yeah, that one was just about kind of following your heart and doing the things that inspire you. The next one I'll do was Zoom. And this one was recommended to me by my mom. She's actually a preschool teacher. And this one has no words, but it's a really interesting concept. It starts with just like an image. And then what it does is it slowly pans out. You can see that that's the rooster. And then it pans out. And it pans out. And see, the rooster's still right there. And it just keeps going. And it literally goes all the way through. And eventually it becomes a postage stamp. And then it's the world, and I'll show you the very last one. These are actually really cool images too, just to look at for images' sake. But I think it's a really cool idea to just talk about what it makes kids think and feel, just because it has no words, and it's just an image that's continually panned out. Then see, that's the image, and then it ends. The very end is just a teeny tiny dot, maybe. You could talk about how everything's related and the importance of perspective, and I don't know, that one was just really fun. And then my last one, that was by Istvan Banyai. Sorry, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but I'll add it into my bibliography. this is the last one. There were a couple other ones that were same book but different shapes. And I was first intrigued because I thought it's called Triangle by Mac Barnett. I thought that the images were really interesting. This is Triangle. They're really simple. And if nothing else, it's really good to just talk about shapes. And he lives in, that's the door to his home. And then he travels a long way. And then he finds Square, who's his friend who lives in a square house. And then he's playing a sneaky trick on him. And then they chase each other back home. And then he can't fit through the door because obviously it's in the shape of a triangle and he's a square. And he blocks out all the light. And then I'm just trying to go to the end really quick. And then the last is they were both playing tricks on each other. And then you're stuck. The triangle laughed and laughed. And now it's the square's turn to laugh. I know you're afraid of the dark. And then he gets stuck. And then the last question is, or the last page is asking you, do you think that he did it on purpose? Which I think is kind of an interesting question to ask, especially children. Like, was he trying to pull a prank, or did that happen on accident? Yeah, I liked all of these actually a lot. I tried to stay under 5 minutes. Talk to you guys later.